Hey guys, I wanted to do another short little video here to kind of go through what each individual part and piece costed me get this done. Um, and and to go and to also inform people of some kind of difficult things you're going to run into with this swap. So to start, I do not have Hellcat heads on this car. A lot of people think I do. I don't. These are 5.7 liter Eagle Hemi heads. They are untouched, factory casting. They're not ported. There's nothing special done to them. I don't even think I didn't even deck them when I did head gaskets and cam and on this car, a year ago before I did this supercharger. I have. Let me get my air. My PCV off of here. I have adapter brackets that I had custom machined. No, these are not MMX. These are not MMX adapter brackets. Those are my own custom design. Yes, I do sell them. Let me refocus this. Yes, I do sell them. Now, there's a lot of people that say, oh, you're not going to be able to replicate this for $4,000. I have about $4,000, $4,500 into this. I got lucky with this Demon Supercharger. Yes, I originally had a Hellcat Supercharger. I paid $1,500 for it. It was as complete as could be. Even had the Metco pulley on it like this one does. I actually pulled this off of the other one and pressed it onto this one so I could have the easy change out pulleys. I mean, it was, like I said, it was complete as can be. All the bolts, all the throttle body, everything. It was literally so complete. They unplugged all the sensors and all the injectors, pulled the coolant hoses back here, unbolted it, pulled the air intake, pulled the serpentine belt, and lifted it right off the motor. And I got everything. That's how complete that supercharger was. I had a buddy of mine who had his Demon that he was getting rid of. He was trading it back in. Or, I'm sorry, no, it was his Hellcat. He had a Demon blower on his Hellcat. He was trading his Hellcat back in on an actual Demon. And I said, hey man, why don't you let me swap that out? He said, okay. So that's what we did. I just had a really good friend of mine. But you don't need a Demon blower for this setup to still be kick-ass. Just because I got a Demon blower doesn't mean everybody else needs one. I'm the only 5.7 right now with a Demon Supercharger on it. That's it. That's the only one I know of. Everybody else is doing Hellcat stuff. I have $1,500 into the Supercharger. I have $100 into this. Dude, I got a great deal on this. Nobody's probably going to be able to get this again. But the factory Hellcat airbox, you can pick those up for 50 to 75 bucks. Complete. The Hellcat valve covers, I've got 375 or 400 into those for the pair. The map sensor is 35 bucks at the dealership. These pulleys are $26 a piece here at AutoZone. Those are a 65 millimeter heavy duty pulley. Let's see, what else? My adapter brackets. I came up with the design for these. They use double gaskets, O-ring style gaskets actually. Just like if you look at say you own a real Hellcat and you want a supercharger spacer to space the supercharger up off the heads and kind of keep it cooler, create a little more volume. Those use the O-ring style, like 5.764 gaskets to seal it to the cylinder heads and the supercharger. I basically took that idea, made my setup to where I'll actually be able to bolt this down to the cylinder heads first, the brackets, and then I set the supercharger on top of it, shimmy it around. There's dowel pins on this side to keep everything lined up, and you run your bolts in. It's that easy. I do have a very good friend of mine who's a machinist. It's I'm about I'd say I'm about $600 or $700 into the brackets alone. Actually, we'll call it. I'm actually about $1,000 into the brackets because I've bought more material now to make a lot more. So I'm $1,000 into those brackets, and that includes making the adapter piece here. And guys, this $4,000 isn't including my whole front clip conversion. It's not including any of that. So I'm not including any of that. What else? These coolant pipes here that run up into the back. Those were $120. They come as complete as can be. They come down to here, and you need to get 3/4 heater hose and run them down. That coolant jug was $50 brand new. The bracket I got at a junkyard for $20. The heater hose, I've got $12 in the heater hose. I have an auxiliary water pump mounted back in here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that for you. It's hidden in there. It's this right here, going up and down. That's my auxiliary water pump. That was $120. They got them cheaper. I just went with that one because it was one a buddy used, and he said he recommends it. What else? That's all I can think of. I know I'm probably missing something. Fuel pump. I've got $130 into the fuel pump. So what, we're at 15, 25, 26, 27. We're at 31 with the valve covers. 31, we'll call the sensor $50 just to make shit even. So we're at $31.50 with all that. $32.50 with the cold air intake. This belt's $100, but with my discount I get it for $38. So we'll call it $3,200 with this belt. I had to get a new tensioner, so that's $3,300. Mine was already weak. And then, including buying HP tuners and paying my tuner, I'm at another, what, $1,200. So it's $4,500. So there's your breakdown. $4,500 into doing this. Now, guys, you probably will. I did this when these superchargers had no use except for being on a Hellcat. So these things were pretty damn cheap, you know. I bought my second Hellcat supercharger for $1,200. I had intentions of supercharging one of my other cars, and a friend of mine messaged me. He had bought a Hellcat from auction. That was a theft recovery. They stole the supercharger off of it. He made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and I sold it to him. So, and I actually gave him the supercharger and the factory Hellcat airbox. So yeah, I couldn't refuse the offer he gave me. I will say I more than doubled my investment on that supercharger. But it's really feasible, guys. It is a blast to have just to drive this thing. It's an absolute blast. The cool factor, especially with my car, a lot of people look at my car in the front end and they're like, holy shit. You know, they hear the whine, they see the hood, they see the front end, they see it's badged as a cat. They're like, wow, dude, that's a fucking clean Hellcat. You know? That's a clean car. And the next thing you know, they come to the back and they're like, wait a fucking second. Hold on. Don't mind this. These are just MagnaFlows. I got slipped over the back trying to see how they sound being at the back. I'm trying to decide if I want to put them in the resonator area or in the mid-muffler area. So yeah, guys, it's really a feasible thing to do. Believe me, I did this on a budget. And as I started to get into it, I started to make more and more money. So, I mean, I got more into my hood right now than I do into my supercharger. Yeah, you know, with flipping things around and selling other stuff. I got $1,300 into this hood. I probably got $1,000 or less into this Supercharger now after everything. You know, so if I think about it, and I think about how I bought that Supercharger for $1,200, I hung on to it, I sold it for, we'll call it, I'll just say, I've sold it for $2,500. So that knocks off a good chunk of what I got into this. So guys, if you're somebody like me, and you're like, you know what, I can spend this money here and I can make it up somewhere else, do it. Because honestly, if I break everything down to you, I'm gonna break my whole front clip conversion down for you guys. The front bumper alone, with grills and all the fillers and everything, was about $500. This headlight I got off of a friend of mine, really good buddy of mine. His name's Tony. Shout out to Tony. He had it sitting in his shed. I made him a deal on some parts I was parting out a car. This one, I bought this headlight twice over. First one I bought was an HID. It was like $150. This one I bought for $100. So we'll call that $600. My buddy wanted $150 for this, so we'll call this $750. These fenders, brand new, were $168 to my door. We'll call that $170. I wish we'll just round it up to $200 because of tax and stuff. So what, we're at $758, $950 there for just fenders and front bumper and headlights. The header panel was $125. The inner fender liners were $75 a piece. What else? The pigtails I got for free. No, actually the pigtails I bought for $50 a piece, so that's another $100 in pigtails. So what are we at here now? $950 for the front clip. So $10.50 for the front clip, $75 a piece, so $150. What, $1,200 into this front clip conversion just for this. And then I had bought a Scat Pack hood for $200. It was damaged right here. It had Bondo in it, and I tried to straighten it, and it cracked. You guys might remember that in a previous video. So I was $1,400 into this front clip, and that was without paint. Paint was another. I have a commercial account with a paint company, so paint was $150. So I'm $1,600 into just, you know, this before I ordered my Hellcat hood. Now, let's get into the old front end. The old front end, I had an 11 to 14 Hellcat hood, and I had an SRT front bumper. I sold the Hellcat hood for $500 plus another hood. I sold that other hood for another $200, so I got $700 out of my hood. I sold the front bumper for $500 plus another bumper. I kept that bumper and put it on one of my other cars because it was the same color as another one of my cars. So I had $1,200 out of hood and front bumper when I sold those. I got another $150 out of headlights, so that's $1,350. My header panel was broken. It was trash. I tossed it. I actually gave it to a guy. My fenders, I sold one for $100, so I'm $1,450 into it now. Into this, you know. So, and what else? I sold something else. I sold the fender liners for $50 a piece, my old ones. So that covered the cost of this entire front end conversion. This front end conversion was free, totally free. This hood I have $1,300 into. That's it. I paid $1,300 for the hood. Shipped. It took me 4 months to get it. And I actually need to wipe the damn thing off. It's filthy. Oh, stepped on my light. So, it's a very, very feasible swap. You guys can do it. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Sit there, hunt for the deals. Don't, like I said, just don't give up. The deals are out there. Looks like one of my dogs tried to jump on my damn hood. Figures. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. These dogs know better, man. I've trained them better than that. But sometimes they get a little stupid. Ooh, shiny. I want to check it out. So, completely feasible build, guys. Now I'll be honest, you know, I've got a chip in the paint. Like this, it's actually just dirt right there. Got a chip in the paint here that I have no idea how it happened. I'm upset as hell about it. I then had a neighbor, drunk as hell, slam his fat ass into my fender, dented it, then try and tell me it wasn't me. So I have another fender. I'm going to paint it and put it on. Oh, I forgot. I got 40 bucks into these marker lights. And actually, I got a refund for that because this one went out and I had to take it apart and repair it my damn self. And I still have a fender liner I got to put in on this side before I go to anything today. But I just wanted to put this out there and be totally 100% transparent about it. I'm going to make another video after this one. I'll probably upload it tomorrow. I'll make it today, edit it, upload it tomorrow. About some of the difficulties and things you're going to run into when it comes down to actually putting this setup on your car. I had a video made and my old phone got broke before I could actually, you know, get to it. So, but all right, guys, I'm going to end this here. Have a good one. Stay safe. Like and subscribe. Share this. We're going to start doing some giveaways here. I tried to do one already, and it didn't really go too well. So we're going to try again here shortly. Stay safe.